Student friends, in yesterday's lecture, we studied the biasing of p-n junction diode, and we concluded that till and until biasing is done, means till and until power supply is provided, connected to the p-n junction diode, it doesn't works. No current flows through that particular p-n junction diode, and that's why biasing is necessary. We studied two types of the biasing. One is a forward biasing, and second one is the reverse biasing. Forward biasing is the biasing in which battery is connected in such a way that positive terminal is connected to the P region and negative terminal is connected to the N region, which is against the barrier potential. This will reduce the barrier potential, this will reduce the depletion layer, and this will reduce the junction resistance, and it allows current to flow through it due to the majority charge carriers. This is possible if supplied voltage becomes equal to its breakover voltage. In reverse biasing of the p-n junction diode, external power supply is connected in such a way that positive terminal is connected to the N region and negative terminal is connected to the P region, which is along the direction of the barrier potential. Due to this, width of depletion layer increases, barrier potential also increases, junction resistance increases, and that's why ideally p-n junction diode doesn't conduct the current. But practically, when voltage is increased up to breakdown voltage, then junction will break down and minority charge carrier in P region as well as in the N region will conduct some little bit amount of current, that is in microampere range. So all these aspects we have studied in yesterday's lecture. Today we are going to proceed to study the current voltage characteristics of p-n junction diode. That is known as IV, I for current and V for voltage. That is IV characteristics of p-n junction diode. To plot the IV characteristics of p-n junction diode, we have to consider this circuit diagram as represented here. Friends, we are going to study both the type of the characteristics, forward characteristics as well as the reverse characteristics. Forward characteristics is nothing but it is the current voltage graph which is plotted when the p-n junction diode is forward biased. And reverse characteristics is nothing but it is the graph of current against voltage of the p-n junction diode when it is connected in reverse bias condition. So both the characteristics we are going to plot it here. For plotting the IV characteristics of p-n junction diode, the circuit diagram is represented in this particular figure. Let us see what exactly the circuit diagram consists of. The circuit diagram to plot the IV characteristics consists of the power supply, which is represented here. It is used to connect the p-n junction diode in forward bias as well as in reverse bias. Depends upon which graphs we are plotting. This is the key to connect and disconnect the power supply as per requirement. This is the rheostat. Fixed terminal of the rheostat. One of the fixed terminal of the rheostat, it is connected to the positive terminal of the battery through the key. Another terminal is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. This negative terminal via rheostat fixed terminal is made common throughout the circuit. This is the common connection. Whereas from the variable terminal of the rheostat is connected to the combination of current meter and voltmeter via resistance R. This resistance R is used to protect the PN junction diode against the heavy current, against the excess of current. Voltmeter is connected in parallel to the PN junction diode that measures the voltage across the PN junction diode, whereas a current meter is connected in series to the PN junction diode that is used to measure the current flowing through the PN junction diode. And this is the PN junction diode. We are plotting the characteristics of this particular PN junction diode. Now this is what the circuit diagram and how it is going to be gets connected. The N region of the PN junction diode and negative terminal of the voltmeter, one of the terminal of the rheostat and negative terminal of the battery are made common. Whereas the positive terminal of the voltmeter and positive terminal of the current meter are connected to the variable terminal of the rheostat through current limiting resistance R. So this is the connection. By using the circuit diagram, we are going to plot the IV characteristics. Now look at here. At present situation, this P region is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. How the connection is? This is the P region of the PN junction diode. It is connected like this through variable terminal to the PN junction diode, whereas negative terminal N region is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So that's how we can say the power supply connected makes the PN junction diode in forward biased mode. When key is closed, power supply is connected to the PN junction diode. Naturally, we aware that simply connecting the power supply doesn't allow current to flow through the PN junction diode, even in forward bias condition. This is because PN junction diode possesses the barrier potential of the order of 0.2 volt or 0.6 volt. PN junction has a depletion layer that separates the P region and N region. It has high resistance. To make it working, what we have to do is, by using this particular variable terminal of the rheostat, one can change the voltage supplied to the PN junction diode. We have to increase the voltage provided to be to the PN junction diode. From the point of view of, say, 0.1 volt, 0.2 volt, 0.3 volt, 0.4 volt, 0.5 volt, 0.6 volt, like that we have to increase the voltage. But if the silicon diode is there, when voltmeter indicates 0.2 volt or 0.3 volt, up to 0.2 volt or 0.3 volt, no current flow. But when it becomes equal to 0.2 volt or 0.6 volt, respectively for germanium and silicon diode, suddenly current meter starts indicating the current. That indicates that current will start flowing through the PN junction diode by reducing the barrier potential, by reducing the width of depletion layer, by allowing conducting path for majority charge carriers, that is, electrons will move from N region directly into the P region, holes will move from P region into N region, and it allows current to pass through the PN junction diode, which will be indicated by current meter connected. Dear friends, to plot the IV characteristics, now it is connected in forward bias condition. By using the rheostat, vary the voltmeter reading and note down the reading of current meter. Change the voltmeter reading like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 up to maximum 1 volt. That's enough. And note down simultaneously the current that flows through the PN junction diode indicated by the current meter. Now we have the set of reading of voltages and current in forward bias condition. Plot the graph of current I against forward voltage. Current is taken on y-axis, this is there, and voltage is taken on x-axis. You will get the nature of the graph is as represented here. Look at here. This green line in first quadrant represents the forward IV characteristics of PN junction diode. What it indicates? From these particular forward characteristics, we can say on x-axis voltage increases from origin towards the x-axis and current increases from origin towards the y-axis. From this nature of the graph, we can say at the beginning when voltage is 0, current is 0. When voltage increases in this direction, naturally current remains 0 up to this. This is because that particular PN junction diode has got a barrier potential of the order of 0.2 volt or 0.6 volt. Up to that voltage, the diode doesn't conduct the current. But as soon as voltage becomes equal to 0.2 volt or 0.6 volt as represented here, current suddenly starts increasing. This current increases because here at this particular voltage, barrier potential is reduced, depletion layer width is reduced, junction resistance is reduced, and that's why majority charge carrier will be start flowing from one region into another region, allowing current to increase suddenly. The minimum forward voltage at which forward current through the PN junction diode suddenly increases is known as forward breakover voltage. For silicon it is 0.6 volt, for germanium it is 0.2 volt. At this particular voltage only, through PN junction diode, current suddenly increases. Thus, current voltage characteristics of PN junction diode is not linear, it is non-linear. This forward voltage is also called as a knee voltage. K-N-E-E, knee. Knee means in Marathi you can call it as a gudga. The shape of curve, look it here, this is like gudga. So that's why this voltage sometimes it is called as the knee voltage also. This is how we can explain the current voltage characteristics of PN junction diode in forward bias direction. Friends, this characteristics represents working of PN junction diode in forward bias direction. That is the reason why it is called as characteristics of PN junction diode. If you look into the graph of current against voltage of the PN junction diode, it represents working of the PN junction diode. That is the reason why it is called as the characteristics of PN junction diode. So this is what you have to remember, the forward characteristics of PN junction diode. This is the forward breaker voltage or it is a knee voltage. Now if you change the polarity of PN junction diode, if you connect any region to the positive terminal of the battery and P region to the negative terminal of the battery, try to suppose it, then the PN junction diode will be reverse biased. What change we have to make to plot the reverse characteristics? We have to connect this N region to positive terminal of the battery, whereas this P region to the negative terminal of the battery, so that the PN junction diode is reverse biased. Replace milliammeter by microammeter because current flowing through the reverse bias condition is very less, as we have studied in the structure in the biasing of p-n junction diode. Now do the same process, and that is increase the voltage by using the rheostat and note down the current flowing through the p-n junction diode. We know that ideally in reverse bias p-n junction diode doesn't conduct the current, but practically some little bit amount of current flows through it due to the minority charge carriers when voltage becomes more than the breakdown voltage of the p-n junction diode in reverse bias condition. We know that when this voltage becomes equal to breakdown voltage, the junction will be breakdown and minority charge carrier will carry some little bit amount of current. The minimum reverse voltage at which the junction of the p-n diode will break down allows little bit amount of current for conduction. That voltage we can call it as it is a reverse breakdown voltage. The procedure is very simple. Try to change the voltage and note down the current flowing through the p-n junction diode in a reverse bias condition. We have now set of voltage and current with us, then plot the graph of current against voltage. It is a reverse characteristics. That's why it is plotted in third quadrant. So this is the current and this is the voltage. And this is the nature of the graph we obtained. From the nature of the graph in reverse bias condition of the p-n junction diode, we can say that at the beginning when reverse voltage is 0, reverse current is 0. As you increase the reverse voltage, almost all reverse current remains constant. At a particular voltage known as a breakdown voltage, little bit current, that is in microampere, it will flow through it. The reverse voltage at which the junction will be breakdown and allow current to increase in microampere, that voltage we can call it as it is a reverse breakdown voltage or breakdown voltage. This characteristics gives the working of the p-n junction diode in a reverse bias condition. So this is the reverse region, this one is the forward region. This is how you can plot the IV characteristics of p-n junction diode. Both represents the working of p-n junction diode in their respective biasing condition, that is forward as well as reverse biasing condition. For that particular purpose, we are using this particular circuit diagrams which already studied. That's what we have to remember as IV characteristics of p-n junction diode. In consultation with IV characteristics only, we are going to define some terms associated with the p-n junction diode, and that is static resistance of p-n junction diode and dynamic resistance of p-n junction diode. We will study that also. Dear students, this is the IV characteristics which we have studied just now. By using the same IV characteristics, I am going to explain the meaning of static and dynamic resistance of p-n junction diode. Static resistance. Any static resistance means it is a ratio of voltage upon current. That is the basic definition of resistance. It is by Ohm's law, we can say it is a ratio of voltage upon current. It gives a resistance. Static means steady resistance. Static means steady resistance. To understand that, let me consider forward characteristics of p-n junction diode which I already plotted. Select any point on that particular curve, or draw a line parallel to x-axis which will intersect on current axis at this particular point, or draw a line perpendicular from the point on the characteristics to the x-axis, that is the voltage axis. It will represent the voltage. By taking a particular point, it will represent the forward voltage here and reverse voltage here. Note down the forward current and forward voltage. Take their ratio. Here it is forward voltage is 0.5 means something 0.6, 0.7 and this one is 3.5. Voltage is 0.7, current is 3.5. V upon I represents the static resistance. Is it clear? Static means steady resistance. At a particular point, the value of resistance it is calculated. What to do? Let us consider any point on the characteristic curve. You may consider anywhere on the curve. Draw a line parallel to x-axis representing the current on y-axis. Or draw a line perpendicular to x-axis that will represent the voltage to corresponding point. Take the ratio of voltage upon current, that is the V upon I. It represents the static resistance of p-n junction diode. Now to understand the dynamic resistance, draw a tangent to the curve. Draw a tangent to the curve. Measure change in current between the 2 points and change in voltage between 2 points. Find the slope. This is the point. We have drawn the tangent here. Look it. We are finding the slope of that particular tangent by selecting 2 points on the respective tangent. We are noting down the delta I, that is a change in current, delta V, that is a change in voltage. Find the slope. Slope will be delta I upon delta V. Look it here. Take the reciprocal of the slope, that is 1 upon slope, it becomes equal to delta V upon delta I. So this change in forward voltage upon change in forward current represents the dynamic resistance of the p-n junction diode. In dynamic, what is the term? Change in forward voltage upon change in forward current. This can be determined by drawing tangent to the curve and finding its slope. Taking 1 upon slope, we are going to get the dynamic resistance. This is how we can explain the static and dynamic resistance of the p-n junction diode. Let me proceed further. How diode is going to act as a capacitor? Dear students, all these are a conceptual part. We are well aware with the capacitor. Here, some capacitors which are represented. What is a capacitor? It has 2 plates. This is one plate, this is second plate, this is the terminal, this is the terminal. 2 plates separated by a certain distance forms the capacitor. In between 2 plates, there may be air, there may be some dielectric material which is going to polarized when the charges are going to be stored on the capacitor. Look at here. Here charges stored are represented. This is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. Negative terminal is earth, whereas on the opposite side the positive charges are stored. This is the variable capacitor. Variable capacitor means one can change the distance between 2 parallel plates. Already we have studied all these things in last semester, paper number 1. There we have studied that the capacitor is inversely proportional to distance between 2 parallel plates. C is inversely proportional to D. D is the distance between 2 parallel plates. If the distance between 2 parallel plates is increased, then capacitance of capacitor decreases. And reverse is true. If the distance between 2 parallel plates is decreased, then capacitance of capacitor increases. I hope this is the concept which you already studied. Might be in 12th standard or might be in last semester paper number 1. In short, again I will repeat, capacitor is formed by using two parallel plates separated by a certain distance d. If distance between two parallel plates is more, the value of capacitor is less. If the distance between two parallel plates is less, the value of capacitor is more. That is, capacitor is inversely proportional to the distance between two parallel plates. By knowing this aspect of capacitor, let me go with the p-n junction diode, which we already studied. What we have studied in p-n junction diode? When p-n junction diode is forward biased, look at here. When p-n junction diode is forward biased, its width of depletion layer decreases. On one side there is a P region, on one side there is a N region. For capacitor also, on one side positive charges, on another side negative charges. In diode, on one side there is a P region, on one side there is a N region. In between that, there is a depletion layer that separates P region positive charges and negative charges from with the width depletion layer. Capacitor is also same. It has a positive charges on one side, negative charges on another side, separated by a certain distance. But when p-n junction diode is forward biased, we studied that the width of depletion layer decreases, junction resistance decreases, barrier potential decreases, and it starts conducting the current in forward bias condition. In case of capacitor, what happens? If the distance between two parallel plates is decreased, its capacity increases. So this is same as that of forward biased p-n junction diode. But when p-n junction diode is reverse biased, width of depletion layer increases, barrier potential increases, junction resistance increases, and diode ideally doesn't conduct the current, or its conduction capacity, conduction of p-n junction diode is decreased. In case of capacitor also, if the distance between two parallel plates is increased, then capacitance decreases. Thus, working of p-n junction diode is same as that of working of capacitance C. In capacitor, positive charges on one side, negative charges on other side, they are separated by a certain distance d. In p-n junction diode, P region on one side, N region on other side, they are separated by a depletion layer. In forward bias, it conducts the current by decreasing the width of depletion layer. In capacitor, if you reduce the distance d, increases the capacitor. In reverse bias, width of depletion layer is increased and it reduces the conduction. If you increase the distance between two parallel plates in case of capacitor, its capacitance decreases. Thus, p-n junction diode act as a parallel plate capacitor. This is the concept to which you can call it as diode act as a capacitor. Dear students, let me proceed some step ahead. The working of p-n junction diode is represented by means of an equation. That equation we can call it as it is a diode equation. Working of equation represented by working of diode is represented by a particular equation that is known as a diode equation. We are going to represent its interpretation under the title known as interpretation of p-n junction diode equation. Dear students, the mathematical equation that represents forward and reverse current voltage, that is IV characteristics of p-n junction diode, is called as diode equation. We have defined here diode equation. Diode equation means what? It is a mathematical equation that represents the forward and reverse IV characteristics of p-n junction diode. A mathematical equation used to explain the current voltage characteristics of p-n junction diode is called as the diode equation. It is represented by I is equal to I0 into bracket e raised to minus v upon n Vt minus 1. Again I will read it. I is equal to I0 into bracket e raised to minus v upon eta into Vt minus 1, where I represents the forward current. I0 represents the reverse saturation current. V represents the applied voltage by the battery. Eta is a constant. Eta is a constant. Its value is 1 for silicon PN junction diode, and its value is 2 for germanium PN junction diode. If the diode is made up of silicon, value of this eta, it is 1. For germanium, its value is 2. Now Vt is the voltage equivalent of temperature. Vt is voltage equivalent of temperature given by T upon 11,600. For T is equal to 300 degree Kelvin, Vt comes to be 26 millivolt. All these are important terms. You have to remember all these values. Eta is equal to 1 for silicon, eta is equal to 2 for germanium, Vt is equal to T upon 11,600, and for T is equal to 300 degree Kelvin, means at 27 degrees centigrade, Vt is equal to 26 millivolt. This equation is called as the diode equation. It represents the working of PN junction diode again in a mathematical form. This I is a forward current, or called as total current. I0 is the current flows due to the minority charge carriers when it is reverse biased. As we know the nature, that is non-linear, that's why it is represented exponential one. This exponential term comes because of what? Because of this characteristics. This one. This is represented by exponential nature. E raised to minus V, it is applied voltage. Eta, it is a constant. Vt, it is voltage equivalent of temperature. All these parameters are associated with the representation of the working of PN junction diode, and that's why it is called as the diode equation. Dear students, today we have studied a lot of aspects of the PN junction diode. One is IV characteristics of PN junction diode, how those are plotted, what kind of circuit diagram it is used, and how it is represented. Then we have defined the static and dynamic resistance of the PN junction diode, again by using the IV characteristics. We also gone to study how PN junction diode behaves like a capacitor, how analogy will be brought between the capacitor and the working of PN junction diode. And lastly, we have studied the diode equation, that is I is equal to I0 into e raised to minus V upon eta Vt minus 1. We have interpreted all the terminology that is used in this particular equation. Dear students, that's all about the PN junction diode which we require to be studied. We studied the structure of PN junction diode up till now. We studied the biasing of PN junction diode. We studied IV characteristics of PN junction diode. We studied static resistance, dynamic resistance of PN junction diode. We studied how diode is going to act as a capacitor. We have represented diode equation in the mathematical form. That's all about the PN junction diode. Please do remember all these aspects of PN junction diode which are useful to study further special diodes which we are going to start from tomorrow onward.